Hello and welcome to the Cinemondo podcast trailer episode. For what?
You really don't know. Come on, it's one thing.
Well,
it's called Midnight Mass, and it's by somebody that we've talked about a lot on
this.
Almost as much as we talk about Rosemary's Baby and Ari Aster in Hereditary.
Exactly.
Mike Flanagan again has another series. It looks like.
Yes,
and it looks interesting. I mean, it's Mike Flanagan,
and it's starring his wife,
yeah,
Kate Siegel. Yeah,
right.
She's always great.
And a bunch of there's like that whole sort of like his players, Henry Thomas, and people that he uses, Elizabeth Reeser, over and over again, because he's like the Orson Welles of Netflix.
And my own personal favorite, Hamish Linklater. I think that's how you say his name, Hamish Linklater. He's my favorite, but I don't know how to say his name. He's not usually in movies with his real name. I think he's great. So
this one's called Midnight Mass. It's coming soon to Netflix. Okay.
Yes, let's roll it.
We tend to dislike mysteries. We feel uncomfortable not knowing. The more that we know, the less we bend, the more brittle we become, the easier to break.
That wasn't an act of God. Wasn't it? It's okay to just look at the world and say, why? I don't understand. Why? Who are you? You know who I am.
Well, Linklater played a big part in that trailer. It was his voiceover. Why? And he's like explaining the whole thing. So considering he's kind of way down on the cast list, he got a pretty prominent position here in the trailer.
But I kind of don't know what this is about from the trailer.
It's a teaser. Yeah, I know Zach Gilford, who's in Friday Night Lights. He was a great star. He starred in Friday Night Lights, one of the main leads in that, which was the only sports thing I've ever watched and actually really liked.
Well, it definitely
is it about like a hurricane coming and?
No, I think it's about. I mean, it's obviously has a kind of a Stephen King vibe. It looks like it's taking place in some like Maine
Castle Rock
fishing
or something.
town or something. Yeah.
An isolated island community experiences miraculous events after the arrival of a charismatic, mysterious young priest.
Yeah. So he comes to this town and stuff starts happening.
Yeah. So everybody, he's probably either going to be like somebody that people will worship and think that's great, or people will think he's evil. I'm assuming we're going to have sort of this divide on what's good and what's bad.
Right.
And it'll have that Flanagan, I'm sure, that lots of emotion and character that he usually brings to his films and movie TV series, where you really dive into people's character and you find out they're the real things that are scary in anything that's happening.
Yeah. No, it looks interesting. It looks like it's really nicely shot and moody and atmospheric.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, it takes place in another town other than the town I live in, which is nice.
And I think, his stuff, like doing these 6, 7, 8-part series really plays to his strength, because it is about characters. So you have a lot of different characters involved, whether it's, Hill House or this town or wherever. It's sort of like it all culminates in something interesting. So, and
even his movies start off kind of slow burn, where it's a lot of character, a lot of, getting to know the people involved and the drama in their lives. And then he kind of throws in, almost Stephen King style in a way, he throws in some weird, horrific or supernatural aspect that then somehow kind of cracks through this veneer of what people think is perfect or not perfect within a family unit, or friends or relationships. And I think that's like the reason I really like his stuff, is that I could almost, it's one of those things we talked about, I could watch his films without scary and they'd still be fascinating because you really care about the characters.
Yeah.
And I feel like I got a pretty good feel for these characters just from this really short teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know what the show's about exactly, but I feel like I know the characters.
Well, you get a sense of place, and you get a sense. Okay, if you know, okay, this priest coming into this town, so then okay, that's all you really need, and then we'll just go from there.
And I want to say, you have a young hot priest comes to town. There's nothing but trouble after that. That is going to be bad news for everyone.
Yep.
There's not a movie out there that doesn't have the young hot priest causing tons of trouble for people.
Mr. Wiseblood coming in.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but it looks. I mean, we're definitely going to watch it. We'll definitely talk about it.
Oh yeah.
On a future podcast. Mike Flanagan is a guy that we watch his stuff because
and he's done
and interesting.
Tons of great movies. He did, like you said, the series on Netflix, The Haunting of Hill House, or was it Hell House or Hill House in the Netflix? And then he did the Blythe Manor.
Yep.
He directed
Gerald's
more
Game.
episodes in Haunting of Hill House, but he only directed one episode of Bly Manor.
Okay.
But his wife starred in both of those.
But if you want to, his first film, it made for $30,000 in Glendale. It's called Absentia. It's a great low budget.
That's a really good one. Yeah.
Really good. And then he went on to do Oculus and a bunch of other things.
Oculus,
and
so
Gerald's
good.
So, his even Ouija board 2 is quite good.
And especially like Absentia and Oculus, it really leans heavy into like family dynamics that are super damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, two sisters that just hate each other and blame each other for all the bad things that happened. And then they reunite over the death of a parent, I believe, or no, death of a husband who'd been missing for a long time.
Yes.
And
right.
And so that, that alone is just electric stuff happening. And then in the background, you have the super creepy weirdness.
So check out his other stuff, but we're looking forward to September 24th, Netflix, when Midnight Mass comes for us to
all right,
watch.
we'll review probably the full length trailer when it happens, but we're definitely reviewing the series also.
Yes.
Yeah. Looks interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Bye,
Our short review of a short little trailer. All right.
See you soon.
The Earth is invaded by indestructible